Hello, and welcome to my channel. It's the Network Specialist. Please like this video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so that you know each and every time I upload a video. Okay, thank you so much for watching. So today we will be talking about Mean Girl Tisha. Hey, Linda Gamble, thank you so much for being here. So, guys, I am not going to recap this whole episode, even though I really did enjoy this episode as much as I didn't like Tisha's entire attitude during this episode. I really enjoyed it because I really enjoyed seeing Tisha get, her karma. Okay. So the first thing I would like to talk about is the fact that Tisha had every opportunity to check with Mel to see if it was okay if she invited Destiny as her plus one. Okay. So when she was at the food tasting, Kimmy's food tasting, that would have been her perfect opportunity to ask Mel if it was okay for her to invite Destiny. But she chose not to do that. And she later said that she did send Mel a text. And let me ask you guys something. Hey, Imani, thank you so much for being here. And guys, let me know if you can hear me good. Let me go ahead and check my volume because I did forget to do that. And let me turn it up just a little bit to make sure you guys can hear me well. So let me ask you guys this. If you sent somebody a text to ask them, if it was okay for you to invite a certain person to be your plus one, and if they did not respond to your text, what would you have done at that point? Would you not have called her to make sure that she actually seen the message? Or would you have just assumed because she didn't respond to the message that she really wasn't okay with Tisha inviting Destiny as her plus one? Me personally, if I didn't get a response to that text, I would have just assumed that she felt some kind of way and that's why she didn't respond. Like the nerve of you to ask me if you can invite the ops to be your plus one on a vacation or a girls trip that I am hosting. And Imani said Tisha is evil and demonic like her mom. Absolutely, Imani. And so the other thing I wanted to talk about is the fact that Tisha is being so mean to Sunny. Like even, the airport scene, they were being very rude to Sunny when they realized that she was going to be on the girls' trip. Like, why is that such a shock to you? Like, you have all of this smoke for Sunny, and let's just play devil's advocate. Maybe Tisha didn't know that Destiny had been a side chick for 10 to 15 years. Maybe that was new information to her. Maybe she found out later when we all found out that, Destiny had been a side chick for 10 to 15 years. Maybe that's when she found out. So even after she found out that Destiny had been a side chick all those years, she still has a problem with Sunny. Like, make it make sense. Like, how are you going to have all of this smoke for Sunny, but you don't have none for Destiny? Being a married woman, you should feel some kind of way about anybody, that's a side chick, if that's really how you feel, and that's the reason why you feel the way you feel. Hey, Kathy Jones, thank you so much for being here. Please like the video. And Linda Gamble said Tisha misspelled Melody name in the text was unread, never sent. So that's exactly what we seen, that she misspelled Mel's name and there was no indication that the text was actually read. So that was more reason for Tisha to actually give her a call just to confirm that Mel actually got the message. Hey, Mama Bees, thank you so much for being here. Hey, my degree is real. CA, thank you so much for being here. So that whole, Tisha saying that she sent Mel a text, didn't get any confirmation that she seen the text, but you decided that it was okay for you to move forward with inviting Destiny on this trip. And then why were y'all so surprised that Mel invited Sunny to be on this girls trip? Tisha even said it herself that, Destiny is a part of this girl group. Okay, so Sunny is a new cast on the show. Why would Mel want to invite her, make her feel welcome since she is a new cast member on the show? Like, why were you guys so surprised that she invited Sunny when you said that Destiny is a part of the girls group, when everybody, whether they're a cast member on the show and live in Huntsville, everybody knows that Mel doesn't see it for Destiny and Destiny doesn't see it for Mel. Like, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that there are some issues there. And that's not a good idea to invite somebody, you know, an op to a girls trip that I'm hosting, but for some reason, Tisha thought it was okay. Hey, Soundcheck Annette, thank you so much for being here. Hey, Phyllis, thank you so much for being here. Ladies, please like the video. So, guys, when they all got there, they were so excited. They loved the scenery. Everything was beautiful. Everything was amazing. So, Mel greeted all the girls. They had a toast. Shanita, she made a beautiful toast saying, to friendships and things like that. So everything started off really good. They had their drink in their hand. So then Mel told them to go and find their rooms, that everybody's name was on, the bed of the room that they would be staying in. And guys, I have to tell you, this was the best part of the episode for me. The look on Tisha's face when she realized that she was going to be sharing a room with her sister in law, which shouldn't have been a big deal, and Destiny, the person that she invited to be her plus one. Like, her smile instantly went to anger. And I just couldn't understand it. But I really did enjoy seeing the look on Tisha's face. Tisha even had the nerve to say, "Oh, I'm ready to go back to Huntsville." Really, girl? Like, you are ready to go back to born ass Huntsville, when you're on one of the most beautiful islands. You're ready to go back because you just found out what the sleeping arrangements was going to be. Girl, bye. Like, seriously, Tisha, like, I just don't understand. You get what you give. Like, and then you had the nerve to say that the, sleeping arrangements showed exactly how Mel feels about you, but you didn't have a problem, inviting Mel's ex. And then you thought I'm sorry, Mel's op. And then you thought you were going to get the role treatment. Like, girl, you have too many expectations for me, for somebody who clearly, lets Mel know that you just don't see it for her, but you wanted to have like the best room in the house. Like, Mel really sees it for you. Like, girl, please. Like, I just really couldn't understand that myself. Hey, Reen Bass, thank you so much for being here. And Phyllis said, exactly, you get what you give. Like, you've let your mom play in Mel's face, you know what I'm saying, for seasons. And you never thought that it was, important enough to check your mom and let her know, like, Mom, you're ruining my relationships, with my other cast members. All it would have taken was just a quick conversation. But you didn't see that, it was necessary to do that, but then you have a problem with the fact that you're sharing a room with the three people that you're the most closest to on the show. Like, girl, make it make sense. Hey, TNTG mom, thank you so much for being here. So then she had the nerve to call Destiny and give her the heads up that, Sunny was there. And of course, broke ass Destiny ain't gonna turn down a free girls trip. So she was all in. She didn't care. as long as she could be there enjoying all the festivities when she didn't have to pay a dime, she was all for it. Okay. But that look on Tisha's face when she realized, what the sleeping arrangements was going to be, and I've heard a couple of people say, yeah, she didn't want to share a room with anybody because she knows that she has these odors going on because, it's been made clear that Tisha has body odors. So maybe she would have felt more comfortable if she had her own room. And my degree is real said Letitia is definitely Uncle Wanda Jr. Yes, and I really do believe that Tisha puts the battery in Wanda's back, and pretty much tells her what to say. You know what I'm saying? So she can looks like, oh, she's just so innocent. She doesn't have a problem with Mel. So she can still continue to use Mel when it's convenient for her, like when she needs tips, on her business ventures or whatever the case may be. Now, I want to ask you, ladies, why do you think Tisha hates Mel the way that she does? There's so many different reasons why I feel like she doesn't see it for Mel, but what is the reason that you think that Tisha doesn't like Mel? Let me know what that is. It could be the reason, it could be because Mel does these episodes, she does these scenes with Marceau, maybe she feels some kind of way about that, but there's nothing she can do about it because Marceau needs to be in these scenes because he needs more airtime and they need the money. She hates it, but there's nothing she can do about it. But it could be so much more than that. Guys, tell me what you think it is why Tisha really doesn't see it for Mel. And Amani said, Tisha unfortunately suffers from an incurable disease called stupidity. Stupidity, enviousness, jealousy. Like, she's just a mean girl. And she's displayed this mean girl attitude so many different times, on this show. And Phyllis said, Tisha never had positivity growing up. No one guided her. Okay, Phyllis, I can see that. Her mom was busy in the streets boosting, running a whole boosting ring, teaching young people how to steal. So she really didn't have any time to give Tisha that undivided attention that she would have needed from her mom. And Ren Bass said, I absolutely agree. Tisha and Wanda is Tisha. Exactly. Hey, Melanin Beauty, thank you so much for being here. And Greenbass also said Tisha is super jealous of Melody's success. Tisha, she was giddy when Melody was going all the cheating with Hotel and the whole divorce. Yes, she was very giddy when Mel was going through everything that she was going through with Martell. She was loving it. She wanted to humble Mel, and let Melody know that, she's no better than them. It is what it is. You're in the same predicament as us. So she really got a kick out of seeing, Martell and Melody go through everything they went through with the cheating and everything that they went through before the divorce. And Phyllis said all she knows is ratchetness. Definitely can believe that. She is definitely ratchet, and I mean, it's just who she is as much as she put on this, you know, facade like she's this educated woman, business savvy, great mother, or whatever the case may be. She's just ratchet because that's where she comes from. Now, what about when, you know, Shanita asked her, why would you invite Destiny knowing that, her and Melody was not in a good place and it all played out on social media? So Tisha lit up again because this is what she loves. And, she responded, well, Mel told me I could bring a plus one. So she was waiting to be able to throw that back up in Mel's face, knowing that Mel never thought in a million years that Destiny would be the person that she would invite, knowing that they had beef for each other, and this is my trip. And a lot of people want to say, hey, healthcare workers, thank you so much for being here. And my degree is real said, have a Midas touch. Okay. So, she wanted to throw that back up in Melody's face, knowing that Melody would never think that that would be her plus one. Okay. And basically, she took that opportunity to get back from Mel, for several reasons. One, because Mel, told her to leave from the event that she had when she launched her first skincare line. So there was a lot of things that Tisha had in her mind that she wanted to get back at Mel. So she used this as the perfect opportunity to get back at Mel by inviting Destiny. And all in the process, she made herself look stupid because she got played when she realized that she was going to be in this small room with Destiny and Kimmy. And honestly, I don't understand why Kimmy had such a problem with it. Like, Kimmy, you're in the room with your sister-in-law and Destiny, and those are the two people that you go so hard for. So why were you surprised that the three of you guys were in the same room? Thank you so much, healthcare workers. Hit that like button, guys. Hey, Carmen Wallace, thank you so much for being here, sis. And Phyllis also said, Tisha can never be on the level these wonderful women are on. She can't get in where she thought she fit in, what she thought she fit. It's not going to happen. Absolutely, Phyllis, I totally agree with that. And Mama B said, because Kimmy does not like Tisha for real. Absolutely. And Kimmy made it very clear that if she was not Tisha's sister-in-law, there's no way that they would be friends. In some kind of way, those men, meaning Marcel and Maurice, they got in Kimmy's ear and said, how dare you? Like, how dare you not side with the Scotts? Like, this is your family, and you better learn to love Tisha because, that's your sister in law, and we're one big happy family. And this is the team that you're going to be on. So, Kimmy really didn't have any choice. And Imani said, Tisha is a hater. She doesn't hate Mel. She hates herself because Melody is a reflection of what she wishes to be. Exactly, Imani. She is very insecure and she just wishes that she could be Mel, but it's just not in her. Like, she wasn't raised by a mom that took the time to make sure that, I mean, she has these degrees, but she's never actually did anything with the degrees that she took the time to earn. Okay. So she's jealous because Melody has all of these different business ventures. I mean, she tried to start her own business, but she's just not that business savvy. So it didn't work for her. So she can't understand how Mel can be so successful and her and her husband, they're just not able to pull that off as hard as they try. They're just not business savvy people. And my degree is real said Kimmy put up with Letitia because they related through marriage. Exactly. If it wasn't for that, she would not be friends with Tisha. And I feel like unless they're filming a scene together, they really don't communicate that much. It's just like even when they do film scenes together, she's always throwing Kimmy up under the bus. Like, she was trying to let Destiny know, oh, you know, Sonny is trying to take your friend, referring to Kimmy. Like, Kimmy can't make a decision whether she wants to be friends with Sonny or not. Like they're little kids and they have to, be mean girls, and she doesn't have a mind of her own. And Phyllis also said Kimmy is a non-factor. She had the opportunity to educate Black women and failed. And agreed. And when this show first started, I really did like Kimmy. She was, feisty. I didn't like when she called Mel bougie, because that kind of showed that she was a hater right out the gate. But I really did like Kimmy. But as the show went on, I just really seen a different side to Kimmy. And at that point, I just really didn't see it for Kimmy. And out of everybody on this show, Tisha is my least favorite. I absolutely cannot stand Tisha just because you choose to be a mean girl. You can't give one reason why you don't like Mel. Mel never did anything to you, but for some reason, you want to make Mel your enemy, knowing that Mel is a person that you need to get those businesses off the ground. But your hate and jealousy and envy for Mel is not allowing you to just squash whatever beef you have with Mel just so that you can move forward as a business person, you know. Hey, Toot Latrice, my good sis, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for the super chat, Phyllis. Thank you so much. You said great commentary. Hey, sis, kicking it with Courtney. Thank you so much for being here. And Carmen Wallace said she wants to be Melody. And I can absolutely agree. She wants to be Melody. It'll never happen. And Tisha just hates her life. I mean, she's stuck in a marriage that she's not happy with, and there's nothing she can do about it because her mom has, put it into her head that having a piece of man is better than having no man at all. Even when Wanda goes live, all Wanda talks about is the fact, talks about women that doesn't have a man, and she just puts it out there that you need a man to be happy. And I know so many women, including myself, that are happily single. You do not need a man to be happy. And that's what Wanda continues to push into Tisha's head, that she needs a man, you know. And I guess the fact that she has a man and a boyfriend, like she really needs a man in her, to be around her to feel like she's somebody special. Just trying to catch up on the comments. I see you guys are just saying hello to each other. But so this episode and the upcoming scenes, like hmm, when Tisha asked Melody, what does she think that her and Destiny needs to have a conversation? Like, why, who puts you in charge of, putting them on the spot to have a conversation? She didn't want Destiny to be there in the first place. So now you want to make the situation even worse by calling them out on their issues that they have when everybody knows that Destiny has been on all of these different blogs doing interviews talking about the fact of why she does not like Melody, but for some reason, you know, you want to just buck up and call them out, hoping that you're going to have your moment on this episode. And I just really couldn't understand that. I'm not sure if I missed something from Mama Bees. And Phyllis said, and I hope I didn't miss anybody's comments. I stopped watching all CK shows, but will support great commentary. Absolutely. And most of us, we don't watch the actual show. We do the watch parties. So that way we're only, giving that content creator a view, and we don't have to actually watch the show, which is why the the numbers are still so low, because most of us really aren't watching the show. And I love that because Carlos needs to understand that the reason why this show is still even on the air is because of the millimeters. And Mama B said that's because they have no self worth. And I can totally agree with that, Mama Bees. And Phyllis says, exactly. And to Latrice said, one thing for certain, this girl's trip thus far is the best episode since Kiki Water Towers. Oh my God, to Latrice, you are absolutely right. Like this episode really gave me life. And I love the fact that Mel was having so much fun. She was dancing. Like, they don't want to see Melody happy. They want to see her miserable because they're miserable. She was having fun, with her friends who are actually friends. And Tisha also had a problem when Mel said that, she's inviting some of her single friends. And Tisha wanted to know why she had to make that clear because Melody's the type of person, she wants everything to be clear. Unlike you thought you would slip in and invite Destiny to a girls' trip that Melody was hosting. So and maybe she wanted to make that clear because all of the other ladies are married. So she wanted to make it clear that they were single just in case they got a little wild on the trip. You guys wouldn't judge them because at the end of the day, they're single. And Phyllis said, too toxic. Absolutely. And Phyllis said, yes. And to Latrice said, Mel acted like a single woman. And that's another thing that they couldn't stand to see. They're all married, you know, they can only do so much. And then even Nell in her green screen, she was just like, oh, I love you, Fletcher, but oh, it's a lot of men here. Like at that point, it looks like she was wishing that she was single. Yes. And so I didn't really one of the questions for the people that just came in, I want you guys to tell me, why do you think that Tisha dislikes Mel so much? What do you guys think it is? Because I haven't seen anything, other than the fact that she claimed that Melody tried to break up her marriage or whatever the case may be. But isn't that what a friend is supposed to do? If they see your man out cheating or whatever the case may be, wouldn't a good friend, come back and tell you that this is going on? Or would they do like what Tisha did and know that, your man is cheating and just, never bring it up, never mention it, like, oh, I'll just let her find out on her own? A good friend will actually let you know that your man is cheating so that you can do a little investigation so that you can find out what's going on for yourself. And to Latrice said, so you think when Destiny pulled out the phone that she was pulling up a receipt for Mel or Moses and Sunny? So she could have been pulling out that phone for a couple of different reasons. Too, she could have been pulling out that phone just depending on, that moment because they cut up the scenes to confirm that Sunny said that her and Moses started dating, in September. She could have been pulling out that phone to show receipts that Moses was still texting her and telling her that he loved her in October when he was already supposed to be dating Sunny by that time. Or she could have been pulling out the phone to show receipts that Melody was calling Arion, trying to tell her, like Destiny said, how to cheat in peace. Everybody knows that Melody did have a conversation with Arion, but everybody also knows that it wasn't trying to teach Arion how to cheat in peace. Basically, what some women do, if they find out that their man is cheating, they're going to call that woman. So maybe she just called Arion to let her know, look, I'm not sure if he told you, but this is a married man. Maybe she just wanted to find out, like, what is he telling you? Do you know that he's a married man? Because a lot of men lie. So maybe she just wanted to confirm that Arion knew he was married or whatever the case may be, because a lot of men do lie about being, married. Or maybe she just wanted to confront her so that maybe they could both confront Martell, you know, at the same time, or whatever the case may be. But there is no way that I would ever believe that Melody would have been reaching out to Ariane so that she could teach her how to cheat in peace. That is absolutely absurd. Hey, Elisa, thank you so much for being here. Tisha and envious, and she hates that Marceau is in love with Mel. Okay, good point, Elisa, because a lot of us have also noticed that Marceau has a thing for Melody. And the first sign that we knew that he had a thing for Melody was when Melody found out either that Martell was cheating or that he had a baby on the way. And Miss Van called Marceau to tell him to get there because she didn't want, a fight to take place. And she basically wanted Marceau to be there to protect Mel. And instead of him just being there to console her and just kind of like, smooth over the situation, Marceau invited Melody to go out for a drink so that he could, catch her at a vulnerable moment, and possibly sleep with her instead of consoling her. Like, who would do that? So, of course, Melody, being the classy person that she is, she turned him down, when he asked for her to go and have a drink with him. And Greenback said, Destiny got even more strikes from me when she said Melody was friends with Coleslaw. Oh my God. If we could not dislike Destiny anymore, when she tried to throw that lie out there that we still have yet to see play out, I'm like, is this girl serious? Like, she will go to no end to try to embarrass Mel and make her look bad. Like, it is just so ridiculous. Now let me just take a moment to just make sure that I didn't miss any comments. Okay, I did. And Phyllis said she doesn't know the definition of a friend. This stems from the way she was raised into never being loved, never was told how to treat people. Exactly. And her mom just didn't have the time. Like Wanda, when she was younger, I guess she felt like she was living her best life. Like she didn't have time to raise her daughter. So that was left up to the grandmother, which she's of a different generation, so she probably didn't have the right tools and the education to teach Tisha in the way that she should have been taught, coming up and being raised. And Phyllis says, yes, I agree, the network specialist. And Toot Latrice said, true. And she could have told her that because he is married. Respect the marriage. Absolutely, Toot Latrice. And my degree is real sad. Dust Mite is always doing Martella's dirty work. Exactly. And I just really don't understand. Like, I think, like, what some people have pointed out that maybe Destiny had a crush on Mel. Like, she would never admit it, but the way she's going so hard against Mel, it's just like she wanted Mel. I mean, even more so than Martell wanted, Mel. It's just like she has this obsession with Mel, and it's just like really cringe that she's so obsessed with Mel. Been doing interview. She can't even do her own podcast without bringing up Mel's name. And one of the other reasons why I feel like Destiny disliked Melody so much is even though when Destiny revealed to Melody what happened between her and Liberic, even though Mel knew Liberic before she knew Destiny, she kind of cut Liberic off because Mel is a girl's girl. So, she's gonna always side with, a girl, which is the same thing I would do. Like, if a woman is having an issue with her man, the first thing I'm going to do is ask, okay, what did he do? Like, I'm never going to take up for a man before I take up for a woman, unless I know you're a Destiny or a Tisha. Then at that point, okay, I can see why you were done the way you were done because you get what you give. So I can see that. But for Melody to decide to cut Liberic off just for Destiny to turn around and act like her and Martell are best friends, like it's just so ridiculous. And I believe another reason why Dusty dislikes Mel is because her and Liberic are friends. the same reason why ultimately Melody cut her off. She feels like that's a problem with LeBerick and Melody being friends. And Mama B said that's just an excuse because initially Hotel was the one that said Marceau had 21 women and she didn't stay angry with Hotel. Exactly. And even the fact that Dusty had the nerve to say that Martell sleeps with all of his friends. And so why do you want to be friends with them? Like, you know what I'm saying? You chose the wrong team. And now you act like you hate Melody so much, but you're really just mad at yourself because you chose the wrong team and Martell has nothing to offer. And Phyllis said Marceau knows his wife is like her mama. Exactly. And what's also really weird to me is the fact that even Marceau has not put his foot down and told Tisha, look, you need to check your mom. Don't you guys find that strange that even Marceau has not put Miss Wanda in her place? What do you guys think about that? Why do you think that is? Because ultimately, Wanda is really making everybody look bad, but nobody seems to have a problem with it. And why do you guys think that even Marceau has not stepped up to tell Tisha to put her mom in her place? Or do you think Tisha is using her mom to get back at Marceau because he does these scenes with Melody and she's so jealous that, they're both in the same place? And honestly, when Mel made that statement about men and women could definitely have a friendship without being intimate, I kind of feel like she was talking about Marceau, to be honest. I feel like she made that statement because her and Marceau does these scenes together, and ultimately she does look at Marceau like he's a friend. Marceau was at her last event, Mimosas with Melody. So honestly, I believe she looks at Marceau as more of a friend than she does Tisha. So I think that's one of the reasons why Melody was trying to make that point, and why Tisha was more on the side of men and women cannot be friends unless there's something going on in that relationship. And the other thing that Marceau did where people started to kind of think that he could potentially have a crush on Melody was when he showed up with that bottle of wine, because not only did Tisha have a problem with Marceau going to see Melody along with that bottle of wine, Wanda also had a problem with it as well. But us on the outside looking in, and the way he was kind of flirting with Mel, that's when we kind of initially felt like Marceau had a crush on Mel. And hey, Gigi, thank you so much for being here. And she said, Destiny is saying what Martell has said. And that's what it sounds like, Gigi. It's like she's repeating everything that Martell has told her because we know they both went through a divorce. So they kind of probably call each other and vent to each other. So, I can see where, you know, Destiny is getting all of her information from Martell. So she's basically repeating the things that Martell can't say. And, she loves being the one that can just put all of this stuff out there because at this point, Martell can't speak because he has a restraining order where he can't be in the presence of Mel. Absolutely. Oh my gosh, I need to stroll. And Toot Latrice said yes. And Phyllis said Tisha appears to have a diagnosis seriously. Yes, and I really don't think that Tisha is going to change. Tisha is who she is, which is, the, image of her mom, and there's nothing she can do about it because it's who she is. And it seems like Tisha is okay with being a jealous mean girl. And Elisa said, Destiny has been angry ever since Mel said she already had a village and there was no room for her and that the kids don't like her. Oh my gosh, Elisa, that's a great point. Mel did say that to her. And I was thinking that she was thinking that that would have been her perfect opportunity to latch on to Mel, but Mel shut that down really quickly. Great point, Elisa. Hey, Sylvia J. And Phyllis said, I believe he tried in earlier seasons. Absolutely. And I think you're referring to trying to push up on Mel, if I'm not mistaken. And Sylvia J said, Destiny is the queen of snakes. She absolutely is, Sylvia. And Phyllis said, yes, she is who she is. And there's no, changing that. And Renbath said, hey, sis Toot Latrice and kicking it with Courtney. Yes. So yes, Destiny really thought that when she met Mel, she had a friend for life, but Mel had made it clear that after she films a scene, she takes a break. And Destiny is one of those needy friends, and obviously she felt like Mel was sunning her when Mel was doing the same thing to Destiny that she did to all of her castmates, which is just take time to herself, because dealing with all of those people on this show, her cast members that she know does not like her, even though she gave them this opportunity. I'm pretty sure that she really does need to just release after she have to film an episode with them, filming those scenes with Martell in the past. Like it had to be a lot. And I'm not sure why her castmates felt like even when she made it clear that she needed her me time, they all had a problem with it. So obviously they were just needy and they wanted more from Mel than they were willing to give her. And Mel just realized early on that the relationships that she had with everybody on this show, they're all one-sided relationships. She was always the one doing the giving her time, giving her resources, her money, her knowledge, and they weren't giving her anything in return. And at some point, you feel some kind of way when you're giving everything in the relationship and you're not getting anything back in return. So Melody decided to focus on her real life friends instead of the people that she gave this opportunity to be on this show. And then I also want to talk about when Shanita, basically told Mel that she needs to watch Tisha, you know, right there to her face. And let's back up. Did you guys like scream when Melody told I think she was talking to, was it Tisha, when she said fuck Destiny or whatever the case may be? Like she was letting everybody know before Destiny even got there that I'm not gonna, I'm not for Destiny being here. If I wanted to invite Destiny, I would have invited her myself. So she was just making it clear that she was not going to play nice. It is what it is. And Sylvia J said Tisha is trapped. And what do you mean by that, Sylvia, when you say Tisha is trapped? Do you mean she's trapped in a marriage where she knows that her husband is a cheater, first of all? Her husband is not standing up and being the man that he should be in the marriage and making sure that their finances are taken care of. What do you mean by she's trapped? Elaborate on that for me a little bit. So, yes. Okay. I think she says right. That's what she's referring to. She's trapped in an unhappy marriage. She's trapped. Kimmy is trapped in an unhappy marriage. And at this point, I think they're going to settle because they really don't have a lot of options in the small town that they live in. That's why I can't wait for all of this, child custody stuff to be over and done with Mel, because I do believe that once that's all over, Mel's probably going to keep her house in Huntsville, obviously, because she's still on the show. But I do believe that Mel is going to start spending a lot less time in Huntsville, and she is going to move with her kids, you know, to another place where she can be happy and she can be away from these people, and she doesn't have to run into them when she goes to the grocery store, and just move to a place where she can have more opportunities, to be successful. And how many of you guys feel like the reason that Mel is still on this show because there's some type of contract that she's involved in where she can't do another reality TV show on any other network until she has fulfilled her contract with Love and Marriage Huntsville. Because that's what I'm starting to think. The reason why Melody has not left this show is because she's under contract and pretty much, a gag order where she can't leave this show. What do you guys think about that? And Phyllis said, Mel gonna leave. Watch. I absolutely believe that. And I can't wait to see the day when Mel leaves Huntsville. There's nothing left for Mel in Huntsville. Just a whole bunch of bitter people, jealous hearted people. And there's no reason for her to continue to live there. I do hate it for the friends that she has, accumulated since she's been there. But that just sounds like a road trip to me. And healthcare worker says that she agrees. And Mama B said, so why did Tisha think it was a good idea to ask Mel when Destiny was at the table? Do you have something to discuss when before she got there, Mel said F Destiny? That's a great question, Mama B's. Like she had already made it clear, but like I said, I believe that Tisha wanted a moment. Just like when Tisha was at Nell's birthday party. She thought that was a good time to come at Stormy, to come at Nell. Like, Tisha is just trying to have some moments on TV. She knows what everybody is saying about her out here in these YouTube streets. She's boring. She doesn't have a storyline. So Tisha and Marceau choose to focus on everybody else's relationships or whatever they got going on instead of focusing on her own storyline, which is non existent. So I believe that's the reason why Tisha is being so messy in these last episodes. Hey, Sassy T from the 803. Thank you so much for being here. And Mama Beast is just speaking. And Gigi said Mel has said this was her show and she wasn't going to let anyone run her off. I think she will leave on her own terms. And I agree, Gigi, because at the end of the day, this is Mel's baby, and I wouldn't leave either. You know, if she's under contract, of course, that is kind of out of her control, and she just has to wait until all of that is settled. But honestly, I feel like they're trying to do Mel like they did Mariah Huck on Married to Medicine. When they were able to get away with that on Married to Medicine, I think from the beginning, Carlos was trying to do the same thing to Mel because he's seen it being done. So this man thought that he would take Melody's idea, start all of these other sister shows, and pretty much take over Mel's show. So he's trying to isolate Mel from the rest of her cast members, just like they did to Mariah Huck on Married to Medicine. So ultimately, he can just take over the show and have all of these sister shows like he's already been doing. So I feel like he was just trying to run Mel off. And Gigi said, exactly. And I love me some Mariah Huck, and although Mariah still gets a paycheck because, she did pitch that show to the network, but I like the show so much better when Mariah was actually on the show. And then when Carlos went to go see Mariah, I think Carlos was kind of fishing for information just to get some feedback, telling Mariah, oh, girl, I love you. I love all the girls. But I think he was just trying to see what that process looks like when somebody is actually booted off the show, but because she created the show, she still gets a paycheck. So when he went to see Mariah, I think Carlos was actually just doing a little research and doing some homework. Hey, peace, love, and light. And she said that's exactly what CK is doing. Absolutely. Trying to isolate Mel and then ultimately push her off her own show. And Sylvia Johnson said, I had to switch to my other phone. Tisha is the head cobra. Kimmy is a baby cobra. And soon they had it. gonna be chopped off. Okay, and soon their head is gonna be chopped off. And you know why, Sylvia? Their head is gonna be chopped off because at some point they're no longer gonna be able to keep up this facade. Like Mel is just gonna continue to rise in success. And eventually they're not gonna be able to fake like they're millionaires, like they have this money. And I'm pretty sure you guys can already see Tisha already looks like she doesn't look like money anymore. At some point, Tisha dressed better, looked better, but now that the money is starting to go, Tisha doesn't even look the same. Tisha is starting to look broke, okay? Like she can't afford to wear the nice hairstyles that she used to wear, the nice clothes that she used to wear, so Tisha is really starting to look broke. And so she can't continue to run with this narrative that her and Marceau are millionaires. And Sylvia also said, this is a lesson to all of us. This is a lesson to us all tonight. Pin our girls and daughters against other women and children. Okay. To not pin our daughters against, women and children. Absolutely. I think that women should stick together as a whole. And when you see a mean girl like Tisha, you need to check her so that she knows that that type of behavior is not going to be tolerated because Tisha is a real bully. And her girls are going to turn out to be bullies as well. And Gigi said, so that Mel won't get a check. Yes, he was doing his research to find out how can he get around still having to pay Mel, especially when this show is syndicated. So regardless, they'll get residuals. Absolutely. And don't forget what CK did to Candy Burris and their group with regards to their story. Absolutely, Gigi. We all know what he did to Candy Burris, and he's just an overall snake, and he's just always worried about his bottom line. And Elisa said Mel has already elevated way higher than that cast. But I'm gonna need Mel to whip out the red phone at the reunion. Oh my gosh. Like this is probably going to be the best reunion ever. I am waiting on Sunny to go ahead and check all of these girls. And what I really want to see is for Melody and Sunny to stop playing nice with these girls. Like they don't like you. Like how much are they, how long do they think that Mel is going to play nice? You know what I'm saying? Like everybody gets tired at some point and they just continue to expect Mel to be the bigger person. Like I'm ready for Mel just to go ham on everybody, to be honest. And Sylvia said Carlos is going to be going to the bank and they're going to be break, rope, and broke. They're going to be back trying to live in somebody else's house like they was living in Nails. Absolutely. And I think you mean Males because they were living in one of Mel's houses. They drove one of her cars. Mel helped them start a business. Like they would absolutely be nothing without Mel. And I just wish they got that and realized that Mel gave all of them this opportunity. Yes. And guys, I hope you're liking the like button as you come in. And please subscribe to the channel as well if you have not done so already. And she's just speaking to Sassy T from the 803. And guys, we have a few content creators in here, and I just want to make sure that we call that out. And to Latrice also said, Mel said this afternoon that the second part will reveal a lot. And I did catch a snippet of her live when she went live on TikTok on the Melody Cherie page. And she did tell us to stay tuned so that we can really see how that scene played out when Tea Talk with your girl. Shout out to her, amazing content creator. Love, love, love her. Asked Mel about when I think it was Destiny said that, she called Ariane and basically was trying to get her to I guess, cheat respectfully with her husband. Like, that sounds so ridiculous. What woman is going to call the side chick and tell her to cheat respectfully with her man? Because obviously, if I know about you, neither you or my husband is cheating respectfully. So why would I call you to tell you to cheat respectfully when you're already disrespecting me, my marriage, and my kids? And Peace, Love, and Light said she said on her live today that she's addressing whatever and whoever at that reunion. Oh my God. Yes, I missed that part, but I definitely have to go back and finish watching. I just had to kind of get going. So I will go back and watch that full TikTok live that Mel did earlier. And Phyllis said, love your channel. See you soon. Absolutely, Phyllis. And thank you so much for being here. And before we get off of here, guys, I do want to shout out the content creators that did make an appearance on this live today. So give me 1 second so that I don't miss anybody. I want to go back and make sure that I don't miss anybody. And I see a lot of new faces in here, guys. So make sure you are subscribed to the channel. So, guys, please check out Kicking It with Courtney's channel. She goes live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. every single day. And she usually pop in here and there sometimes in the evening times and on the weekends, but you can definitely catch her Monday through Friday from at 10 a.m. every day. And she has great content as well. She talks about love and marriage Huntsville, celebrity gossip, and just hot topics. So make sure you check her out as well as Melanin Beauty. Um, do you have a channel? I think you do, but I'm not sure. Please let me know if you have a channel as well. If so, I'm pretty sure I'm already subscribed. And then also Sassy T from the 803. If you guys are not following Sassy, make sure you go and follow her page as well. We love ourselves some Sassy T. And again, guys, thank you so much, Phyllis and Kicking It with Courtney for the super chats. I really appreciate that as well. And shout out to the hardest working mod, Linda Gamble, on these YouTube street. Love, 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 my beautiful Linda Gamble. And so I think that is all of the, as well as my good sis Toot Latrice. Um, she's also she's also taking care of us out here on these YouTube streets as well. Love me some her. So I do believe that that is all of the content creators that made an appearance today. And guys, again, thank you so much for watching. Make sure that you go and support all of the other content creators, because we definitely want to support each other out here in these YouTube streets. So make sure that you go and do that. And let me make sure that I'm not missing anyone's comments. And Gigi said, I'm just going to have to start where I know. Great commentary. And Sylvia said, I hope Sonny and Moses have twins and call them Law and Justice. Oh, that is so cute. Now, guys, one last question before we get up out of here. Why do you think Sonny was looking so sad? Do you think like she's going through something, going through this, in vitro, trying to have a baby? Um, why do you guys think that Sonny was just like, I don't know. I'm pretty sure she was having a good time, but her energy levels and just everything seemed to be a little bit off on the girls' trip. And Toot Latrice says the OG mod, absolutely Linda Gamble, she's referring to. Yes, and Gigi was like, "Hey, Toot and Linda." Okay, guys, so with that being said, please like the video, subscribe to my channel, and hit that notification bell so that you know each and every time I upload a video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and have a great rest of your Sunday, and bye for now. And Toot Latrice also say, I think Sunny had just gone through a procedure. That's what it looks like, Toot Latrice. And she was trying to hang in there, but it was just really giving like, or she could be pregnant already. Let me know in the comments. Drop down in the comments and let me know if you guys think that Sunny is already pregnant, but she's waiting on the perfect opportunity to announce it to the world. And Elisa said Sunny was being iced out. I don't think she knew how to proceed. That is a good point, Gigi. She's either felt out of place because she's new to the scene, or she was overwhelmed from, she had a procedure that didn't go well, so she was on her second try, or she's already pregnant and just going through the motions of being pregnant. Okay, guys, so we're going to end on that note. And Mama B said, I think she is pregnant. So Mama B's is one of the ones that thinks she's pregnant. That show was actually filmed a while back. Now that I think about it, let me let me ask you guys this. We all know that Sunny has been going really hard in the gym. Do you think she would be going so hard in the gym if she was already pregnant? That's the only thing that kind of make me feel like maybe she's not pregnant yet. And Peace, Love, and Light said that may be the case because the question was asked about being pregnant, and she said we have to wait and see. Absolutely. So she might not be pregnant quite yet, and then she has been going pretty hard in the gym. I mean, and a lot of women do work out when, they're pregnant. But honestly, if I was already having complications trying to get pregnant, and the doctor told her that the clock is ticking for her, I don't see her really doing all that working out when it could potentially harm the baby. So I guess we're just gonna have to wait and see whether Sunny is pregnant or not. But I think that a lot is going to be revealed at the reunion. So we got one more episode, and then, at some point we'll see the reunion. And I think a lot of questions are going to be answered at the reunion. So, unfortunately, we're going to have to wait so that we can see what plays out on the reunion. Again, have a great Sunday, everyone, and bye for now.